All right, next one is the architect memorandum of understanding, stadium tennis parking, stormwater analysis project.
So this was the first read that I wanted to present to you tonight. This is an idea so that the board starts to see the cost that we're discussing here with the architect in regards to, if you look at project scope of services, I mean, there's 11 different projects listed there on the first page of the memorandum of understanding. And the next thing is the project schedule, where she starts to talk about on page 2 of her document, page 178, the schematic design development. As you can see, this is stuff that we need to start working on now in September in order to begin construction in April and to have construction completed by August. There were some questions submitted by Mr. Walsh. I sent those off to the architect for her review. The previous memorandum that was submitted in the board packet was reviewed by legal counsel and aligned. One or two changes were made to make sure it aligned with the IA, our general agreement with the architect. So I need to just get some responses back in regards to the architect's fees and her projection on some of the cost and scope of services. And I think that would be one of those items that we would have her discuss at that either the double meeting we're talking about having on August 26th.
Okay.
You know, Kevin, the one other thing I forgot to mention it is, and you talked about today how architect's gonna help us some with these roofs. When you were doing the presentation earlier with your drawing.
Right.
But that's not addressed on here. It only addresses the work. So we can have a separate.
No, we
memorandum?
should add that as well.
And then tied to that is.
Or I don't know if we'll do a separate for roofs because it's a separate project. And
Okay, but.
I need to check it out. Right.
And the second thing is, we did talk about, and I was there when you talked to Carrie about it, the idea that when we look at the stadium flood mitigation, that we were gonna look at all the drainage and flood issues for the whole campus. So again, we either need to clarify that that's being covered here or covered under a separate MOU.
This appears to be on her page 1, everything west of Gulf Road.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know if she's.
I don't know if that was a typo or.
Well, I don't know if she's looking at the stuff with the MWRD necessarily on east of Gulf Road.
Right.
With this project.
Right, because.
We don't know how much
Right.
money will be available for that.
But we talked about looking at it, trying to look at it together if we could. At least, could you ask her at least about it?
I can ask her.
All right, any other question with it? So we will bring it up and vote on this at our council/committee of the whole meeting in August.
Correct.
All right.
So when we discuss this, are we also gonna tag any of these items if they were in that highest category for life safety? I mean, there's some things that we have to accomplish in the first year, right? So
The only thing in life safety was
They
dealing
need-
with the stadium, and that would be resolved when you knocked it down.
No,
No,
there were,
63,000.
there were some minor.
There were
items.
some minor
Minor
stuff
stuff
that
that Joel's-
will be
that Joel-
addressed because we're doing a large-scale project over there. All these items are within the B range.
so the A range, I think it would be nice for me, or I think when we approve these things, that we can say that we've accounted for the A things
Yeah,
that have to be done.
I
in the
understand what
first
you're
year.
saying. Carrie felt that there would be leniency granted by the state as long as that we can show that the minor A items were also being addressed in the large-scale construction project.
Okay, so I'd like.
But
to
I
see that.
understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, we're gonna go to closed session now, and where we're gonna discuss personnel, student discipline, sale or lease of property, collective negotiations, litigations. At this point, we have visitor statements again. Is there anybody that wants to speak at this time? This side? That side? Seeing none, do I have a motion to go into closed session?
Discussion items.
We didn't have any.
Okay, and then future items are after closed session?
Yes.
Okay. Resolved that the Board of Education, Township High School District 208, Cook County, Illinois, enters closed session for the purpose of considering appointment, employment, or dismissal of employees, student discipline, sale or lease of land, collective negotiations, and litigation. Is that sufficient? sufficient?
Yes. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Gary Gritchen. Mary Ann?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right, thank you. This closes our meeting for tonight. We'll go into closed session. Have a great night. Thank you.